Now you see here we have the Lucknow Pact. So Lucknow Pact signed in 1916. In this now we must remember one thing. See, during this Indian struggle for independence, two political party was very famous. One was Indian National Congress and the second one was Muslim League. Okay, remember, one was Indian National Congress. I am writing here. One was Indian National Congress, Indian National Congress, and the second one was Muslim League. Fine. So remember everyone, Indian National Congress has been formed in 1980s, and this Muslim League has been formed in 1906. है ना? So remember, Indian National Congress throughout the complete period will be very active, as well as Muslim League will be very, very active. So we have to see them very seriously, because in upcoming events now, these both political parties will be visible a number of times. है ना? So you please remember Indian National Congress and Muslim League. Fine. And one more thing I just want to tell you, Muslim League biggest demand was separate electorate. So what is the meaning of separate electorate? Separate electorate means a kind of separate area where the candidate will be from a particular community, as well as the voters will be also from that community only. All the people will not get voting rights in that particular area, and all the people will not get chance to fight election in that particular area. So that is separate electorate that was demanded by Muslim League for Muslim community. Fine. So I hope this is clear to all of you. Here in this Lucknow Pact, you can see Muslim League has been there with the Indian National Congress, and they both have decided that they both will fight against the Britishers together. But here the blunder what Indian National Congress has did was that they have accepted the demand of separate electorate of Muslim League. You all know separate electorate demand will be very good or very bad. You can see they are demanding separate region, separate area, where they will only fight election and where they will only vote in the election. So it is a kind of division theory which cannot be accepted, है ना? But you remember Indian National Congress has accepted in 1916 because they wanted that Muslims and all other communities should should combine together against the British exploitation, and that is why they have incorporated Muslim League by accepting their demand of separate electorate. But later it will prove to be a huge blunder by the Indian National Congress. You should remember that Lucknow Pact, where Muslim League and Indian National Congress both has joined together. Fine. Apart from that, you must also remember one more thing, that Indian National Congress in 1907. Okay, if you have attended my full lecture during the classes, you must remember I have also given some background information. So in 1907, Indian National Congress has been divided into two parts, that is separate, extremists and moderates, है ना? So extremists and moderates were the people who were playing the soft politics, prayer politics, है ना, pleading politics, whereas the extremist people were the people who wanted to do face-to-face fight with the Britishers, and they wanted to gain the full freedom. Okay, so this two division took place in 1907, that is extremists and moderates. So these extremists and moderates both joined together in this Indian National Congress. Fine. So this is very good news is coming, that is both, that is separatist, the two groups which is moderates and extremists has joined together within the Congress, as well as Muslim League and Indian National Congress has also now willing to fight together against the Britishers. So that is very good sign, is very good movement is going on in India after arrival of Gandhiji, you can see. Fine. Now after completing 1 year, Gandhiji started his satyagraha. So I hope till here picture is very much clear till 1916. You must see your notes, as well as wherever you have not added something, you please add there in your notes, है ना? So in that way you will complete it very nicely. Fine. So now we will discuss about this satyagraha. So you must remember Gandhiji has did 3 satyagraha that I'll write here one by one. So the first one was Kheda satyagraha. Sorry. The first one, remember, Champaran satyagraha it was, है ना? Champaran. Then the next one was Kheda, and the last one is Ahmedabad. Okay, so these three satyagrahas was there: the Champaran, the Kheda, and the Ahmedabad. Fine. So always remember here, this Champaran satyagraha took place in 1916. Fine, 1916. Space is not there. So, and space is not there, that is I'm not writing, but you must remember Champaran satyagraha took place in 1917 and Kheda and Ahmedabad took place in 1918. Okay, respectively. So one by one I am explaining to you. Before explaining, I should say you that all these three satyagraha by Gandhiji was highly super successful, and this all three successful satyagraha has taken the popularity of Gandhiji to the above sky, I should say, and people started watching him as their hero, and people started believing in Gandhiji, that yes, Gandhiji is a very big personality who can liberate them from all their problem and suffering. So in that way, Gandhiji was started considering in Indian society. And one more thing, I should tell you that Gandhiji was such a calm and such a simple personality that people were thinking that yes, he is from within us, है ना. And that is why it is said that it was not Gandhiji who has joined Congress, it was the Congress who has joined Gandhiji. So this type of things are there that we should always see and notice, that how the personalities are becoming the global personalities. Fine. So Champaran movement was very very important movement that I should tell you. See, Champaran movement took place because of the indigo cultivation. Now, indigo is the type of crop that is used to produce blue color, that is used in the textile sector for bringing the blue color in our clothes. Here, this indigo cultivation is not at all good for the agricultural land, because once you are doing the indigo cultivation, then it can damage your agricultural land permanently. And apart from that, the farmers needs to do great hard work for the indigo cultivation, as well as they were not getting good wages also. So overall, this Champaran is in Bihar, so that is why Bihar peasants started doing protest, and they were not at all willing to do indigo cultivation. That is why Gandhiji was invited by these farmers of Bihar, and Gandhiji started his satyagraha, that is Champaran satyagraha. And once Gandhiji started Champaran satyagraha, then Britishers have removed this indigo plantation from Bihar. So this was successful. After that, we will come to Kheda. As we all know, Kheda is in Gujarat only. So in Kheda, peasants were suffering a lot. Actually, during that particular time of 1980s, the bad harvest was there, as I have also mentioned when I was explaining you this World War One. So because of the bad harvest, farmers were not having any production, and once they were not having any production, what they will sell in the market? And if they will not sell anything in the market, how they will get any profit? So farmers were suffering a lot. But in the time of crisis, when the Britishers should support the peasants, at that time, the Britishers were trying to collect more and more revenues from the farmers, which was not at all accepted by the farmers. And that is why farmers again invited Gandhiji, and Gandhiji has again started satyagraha, and it was again very very successful. So you can understand this was also successful event. And after that, we have the Ahmedabad mill worker strike that also took place in Gujarat only. Actually, what happened in Ahmedabad mill worker strike, here the mill workers were facing a lot of problem, because they were working for long hours, they were not getting proper wages, their living condition was very pathetic, they were not getting any safety tools and technologies also. So because of that, they demanded better wages and better facility, and for that purpose they again invited Gandhiji, and Gandhiji again did satyagraha, and it was again super successful, है ना? So you all remember, Champaran was related to indigo cultivation, Kheda was related to high revenues that was collected from the peasants, and Ahmedabad mill worker strike related to workers who are getting very low wages and less facilities. I hope these satyagrahas were very much understood to all of you. Now I hope till from here to here picture is clear. Now we will come to this part, that is 1919, which is very very important. But before that, I just want to tell you that you can see all the good things are happening once after the arrival of Gandhiji. See, Lucknow Pact took place, then Satyagraha were also highly successful, है ना. So these were all very good things were going on, and because of that, people were feeling united that yes, our leaders are doing something very interesting, something very good. So that is why people are coming together, and the movement were becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So obviously Britishers will not feel good, and that is why to break this whole thing, Britishers have brought one very controversial act which was called as Rowlatt Act. As you can see here in your screen, this Rowlatt Act came in 1919. Under this Rowlatt Act, if anybody is protesting against the Britishers, or if anybody is criticizing any Britishers or British policies, British government or British policies, then he or she will be arrested for 2 years without any trial, without any investigation, and without any evidences. Means 2 years is not a small amount of time. It is very big time if you are in spending in jail. So jail or prison is something which can give nightmare to the protesters, because it is not at all acceptable. And once again I am repeating, under the Rowlatt Act, if somebody is protesting against the British government or British policies, then he or she can be arrested for 2 years in jail without any trial, without any investigation, and without any evidences. So which is very controversial act, and it was not at all acceptable at all. Fine. So that is why Indians have protested against the Rowlatt Act. They have conducted satyagrahas also, and finally one peaceful satyagraha was going on in this Jallianwala Bagh, which is in Punjab, Amritsar, and the date you must remember, the date was 13th of April, है ना. This Jallianwala Bagh में से अगर I am telling to you, 13th of April, है ना. 13th of April, the date you must remember. This date is also very special because on that day we were having one very important festival which was called as Baisakhi festival. Yes, so it was called as Baisakhi festival. So here now in this Jallianwala Bagh, first of all I should tell you about the campus. So Jallianwala Bagh was such a type of campus where only one entry was there for both entry purpose as well as exit purpose. One gate was there only, and the wall of the Jallianwala Bagh was so high that you cannot jump out fine from that wall. And there was so many wells also, kuएं in Hindi we say. So that is about the campus of Jallianwala Bagh. So here now on 13th of April, people were celebrating their festival also, that is Baisakhi festival, as well as some people were also protesting against the British these policies, exploitative policies. But once this particular gathering came to known by General Dyer, on that time General Dyer was controlling the entire region. So General Dyer with his entire troop marched towards the Jallianwala Bagh, and he has completely blocked that particular gate, entry gate, and with his entire troops he entered into the Jallianwala Bagh, and without giving warning to the protesters and to the people who are gathered there, including children in that particular group, in that particular crowd. Children were there, women were there, aged people were there, apart from young people, है ना. So they have not given even a single warning, and without giving a single warning, they have means General Dyer has given order to the troops that go and kill all the people who are there. Thousands of bullets have been fired at the Indians, and more than 1,000 people have died immediately. So many people have jumped onto the well and they died later, which is later called as death well, है ना. So in that way, this black day or the very dark side of the Britishers is this Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Fine. After this Jallianwala Bagh massacre, the investigation took place, and the Britishers have did investigation in which instead of punishing General Dyer, he was promoted, and he said that under whatever circumstances he has taken decision was the correct decision, and instead of punishing General Dyer was promoted and he was sent to Britain, London. So that type of investigation, that type of particular judgment was given by the Britishers. So you can see how fair they were. Fine.